Right, right, what is it? Come on. People's anger is growing by the day. Yeah.
She left school before the migrants turned up. So, one of these flags, it's only your arm through there, you can hear it split.
Synchronised waving.
What are we doing? Just talking?
StreamYard, what I need to do, if I get that back up and running again, I just need to change the studio and put it into a landscape mode. And then once I've done that, it will be how it was. But I'm going to try.
In the hotel Asylum system, and now they're fighting to keep it open. I feel that's a bit hypocritical of the Home Secretary.
They've got nowhere else to put them. And they've obviously all the other
Of Epping Forest District Council throughout has been the well-being of our local residents. Where we had clarity and resolution, we now have doubt and confusion. However, this is not the end of the matter. While the Court of Appeal has lifted the temporary injunction, the case for the final junction is still to be heard. Our battle on behalf of our residents will continue. A few weeks from now, we will be back in court, where we trust the strength of our case will still prevail. Epping Forest has always given the Home Office much cause for reflection. We understand government faces a dilemma, but that should not be at the expense of local communities. Planning law may seem dull, it might seem boring, but it goes to the heart of the relationship between local communities and good government. It enshrines the rights of local people to have a say within their own communities, and it should not be set aside lightly. The government can still listen. It needs to understand and take responsibility for the events that have taken place in Epping over the past 6 weeks, for the trauma and disruption brought upon our community. The battle is not over, and we will continue the fight. It is nothing less than the people of Epping would expect and deserve. Thank you very much.
What's your message to the protesters? What's your message to the protesters, Councillor?
All rise if able. These are judgments in the matter of Epping Forest District Council and Somani Hotel Limited.
This is a summary of the judgment of the court, a decision which runs to over 120 paragraphs. In accordance with the court's usual practice, the full text will be supplied to the parties' legal teams today for checking for any typographical errors or factual errors such as, for example, a wrong date or reference. The judgment is not supplied at this stage for further argument. As soon as the parties have had the opportunity to carry out these checks, the full text will be uploaded to the National Archive and will be published on the judicial website. This summary will be published on the judiciary website as soon as practicable after this hearing. These are 2 linked applications for permission to appeal before the court. The applications were listed for oral hearing yesterday on the 28th of August 2025, with the appeals to follow. We conclude that the judge made a number of errors of principle which undermine his decision. The wider picture. The provision of accommodation for asylum seekers pursuant to the Home Secretary's statutory duty is a national issue requiring a structured response. Ad hoc interim injunction applications seeking closure of particular sites may each have some individual merit, but the judge's approach ignores the obvious consequence that closure of one site means that capacity needs to be identified elsewhere in the system and may incentivize local planning authorities who wish to remove asylum accommodation from their area to apply to the court urgently before capacity elsewhere in the system becomes exhausted. Therefore, we grant permission to appeal both to Somani and to the Home Secretary against the grant of the interim injunction. We allow the appeals and we set aside the injunction imposed on 19 August 2025. The case management directions given by the judge can remain in force, subject to any amendment necessitated by the joinder of the Home Secretary as an intervener. We direct that submissions on costs are to be exchanged and filed by 12 noon on Monday, 1st September, along with any suggested typographical or factual corrections which come to Council's attention. We end by recording our gratitude to Council for their helpful submissions.